Hi guys, I'm back again with another video. So on today's video, what I thought I should do is like a Monday market analysis because it's been a while since I last gave you something like that. So I will still continue with the basic like Forex videos. We are far from over. I'm still going to continue with that, but I thought that for this Monday, let me rather do a market overview of this week. So as you can see on my right, I have already highlighted the pairs and the things that we'll be looking up to for this week. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go into the red list because I've marked them red. So I'm trying to filter everything out on the other side. So we just focus strictly on the right. So let's get into the video. Sharp. So most of you probably know by now or have seen in my past videos that I usually start on the higher time frame. So on the higher time frame, it's for me to identify my high and my overall trend. So as you can see on the DXY, so the DXY is the one that gives us an indication as to whether the dollar is going to be strong or is going to be weak against other currencies. So if we have a weak DXY, then we're gonna obviously know that the dollar is gonna lose value, is gonna be weak when it's compared to other currencies, right? So as you can see currently at the moment, I'm seeing this ascending channel or this uptrending market, but at some point we have not yet broken above that particular level. So if the market by any chance does get above that particular level, it's most probably going to do something like this, maybe give us another touch there before it actually goes down. Or if that does not happen, then it's going to cross above and then continue with the upside momentum. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame to actually see what is going on. So going into the 4-hour time frame, you would see that the past few weeks the market has been trending bullish. As you can see, impulse move, correction, impulse move, correction, impulse move, correction, impulse move, correction. But notice how the market is approaching that particular level. Remember, I always say that sometimes what is important is how the market is approaching that particular level, because it is the one that is going to give us an indication as to what is most likely to happen next. So what I see at the current moment is that the market is approaching that black line, which is our resistance at the current moment. It's approaching it in a corrective manner. If you can look at it carefully, I'm going to zoom into it so that you can see it clearly. So if we now focusing on the current market price, you would notice that we have that touch, that first rejection there. This is the second one. So look at the market approach towards that particular level. We are approaching that level in a corrective manner, which is a reversal, which is a momentum to the upside may be imminent, right? So, but we must also notice that we also have a sensitive area over here that has been respected by the market, because as you can see, it rejected, it was resistance here and then rejected for the first time, second, and the fourth time. Remember what I told you on the previous video about weeks? Look at what happened on the 4-hour time frame and that 4-hour candle. We had a pin bar, and to even add, we had a correction or a bullish continuation flag, and then the market went to the upside. So that is why it is important to understand the psychology of candlestick wicks. But going back to the analysis, you would see that the market is approaching that particular level in a corrective manner. And the second thing that I'm saying, we could be having this type double top type formation to actually continue going to the upside should the market fail to break above. Because if it does break above, then we obviously know that it's most probably going to do this, give us another touch today, maybe a double top, and then continue going to the downside, right? So if we drop it now to the 1-hour time frame, you would notice that, okay, like I said, the market is approaching that particular level in a corrective manner. And as you saw on the 4-hour time frame, that the market is forming some type of a double top type formation. So what is it that we would like to see happening next? We would like to see the DXY breaking below this level, giving us a retest or a correction to actually give us an indication that it's ready to go to the downside. And if that does happen, then you obviously know that the dollar is going to lose value as compared to other currencies, such as your euros, your pounds, and many more. And then if it loses value, then that means you're going to buy those currencies, right? So that is the whole point of analyzing the DXY. But what is going to make this invalid is as if the market is if we're trading the market like this, which is that impulse move in this bullish continuation flag, then if this is a retest, then the market fails to break above here, then we're going to know it's going to continue with its upside momentum. So that is what is going to make this analysis invalid. But for now, it would be worth waiting to see if it's going to break below, give us the retest, and continue going to the downside. Right, so that is what I am seeing on the dollar index. So moving forward now to NAS100. So we're gonna start on the daily time frame. So remember, guys, remember to zoom out so that you can see the charts clearly, like as I'm doing now. So as you can see on NAS100, we have this bearish structure. Remember, guys, don't force trend lines. If the touches don't touch, don't ever try and force them. Accept the market for what it is, because we are trading an imperfect market after all. So not all the touches have to be touched or have to be accurate. So as you can see on NAS100, I'm seeing this bearish structure, and then the market gave us some sort of a fake out there, made it as if it was going to buy to trap the traders, and then it eventually went to the downside. So if we drop it now to the 4-hour time frame, you would notice then that we are still inside the structure, and the market is finally now shown that remember I said you must pay attention to how the market is approaching that level, because as you can see there, we have a strong level, support, resistance, and then the market approached that particular level correctively. As a result, it failed to break above it, and it actually changed direction and came back to the downside. So if we focus now on the current market price, right? If we focus on the current market price, you would notice that we might still have selling momentum, or the NAS100 is going to continue selling to the downside. So remember, guys, I don't know if I ever shared this with you, but as you can literally see, that the reason why we sold is because we had this clear head and shoulder. This usually serves as a reversal pattern, right? It represents sellers in the market. So as you can see, we can now delete these things because we're not gonna need them. It's for us to have charts that are clean and also clear. So as you can literally see that the market approached this particular level correctively. Like I always say, that is something that you must pay attention to. And one of the most important things that you must look out for, the most effective head and shoulders are one where the other shoulder forms eyes out of the structure. I would make a video to actually show you that, but from my experience and what I have seen in the past is that the most reliable head and shoulders are one where if you have a structure like this, for example, and then the market forms a head and shoulder like this, then it's most likely that that particular head and shoulder is going to play out. But coming back to the analysis, you would literally see that at some point we still have this level of resistance that the market is still respecting. So what are we expecting next on NAS100? So what could possibly happen next is that, remember, a normal head and shoulder is like this. You have your left shoulder, your right shoulder, your head, and then another right shoulder, and then you have this, and then the market comes back to the neckline and continue from where it actually came from. So what I'm seeing on NAS100 is exactly this particular thing, right? So by looks of things, the current moment, the market is most probably going to come back and retest it there and test that level for one last time before it actually continues going to the downside. And then it would make sense considering the fact that it's forming lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Maybe it's going to give us another lower high there, and actually give us a third touch over there and to continue going to the downside. So that is what I'm seeing on NAS100 for this week, right? But what is going to make that invalid is as if the market is not going to respect this level and then go to the upside for one last time, because it may be forming a bullish continuation flag to give us a double top there and continue going to the downside. So that is what is going to make this analysis invalid. But for now, the whole outlook is with the sellers for the buyers to come and test that particular this gray resistance for the last time and to continue going to the downside. And then this level, you'd also see, if you look left, this is also a sensitive area. So if the market does come back down, we could possibly make this as our first take profit, because it's a sensitive area. As you can see, if you look left, it was a resistance, and then it was finally turned into support here. So we must be cautious as to what can possibly happen when it gets there. And obviously, if it breaks that particular level, then it will serve as an opportunity to add, if we had any positions to like to add another sells and come back to this one, because that is also a sensitive area. Then NAS100 is going to complete the setup or the 90% rule. So that is what I'm seeing on NAS100. So I'm just going to end it there. I'm not going to go into the 1 hour time frame because I feel like everything is clear here. So moving forward now to a currency peak. So we have now EURUSD, and same thing, guys. We're going to zoom out so that we can see the price clearly. So as you can see here, we have this bearish structure. We have this bearish structure on the market, and EURUSD has also this support level that I'm currently seeing down below. So if you're still with me, guys, please hit that subscription button so I can continue making this type of videos. Like, abuse that button, guys, abuse it. So without any further, so let's get back into it. So as you can see at the top, we have that first touch, second touch, and the third touch. Possibly you're gonna get a fourth touch there in the future. Then as you can see down below here, we have our first touch, second, third, and maybe a fourth touch, and a fifth one sometime. But if we focus now on the current market price, you would see that we have some sort of a support level that you can clearly see there. But remember, guys, the importance of time frames is that when you go low into lower time frames, that is where the price gets much more clearer. So I'm going to drop it to the 4 hour time frame now. Oh, we're currently on the 4 hour time frame. I didn't realize, guys. So we're just gonna go now into the current market price. Let's go into the current market price. So if we're looking at the current market price, the market had this impulse move, and then it gave us this clear and very beautiful correction. Then this gave us this impulse. Remember, I said on the previous video that after every impulse move we get a correction. After every impulse move we get a correction. It's the same as if we were buying. After every impulse move we get a correction, impulse move, correction, like something like that. So if you're looking at EURUSD at the current moment, if your EURUSD is indeed going to give us this bias that I'm seeing here, it will actually confirm what I was seeing on the DXY, because should the dollar index become weak, that means the dollar is also going to be weak. And because this currency pair that I'm analyzing now is EURUSD, if it buys, that then means the euro is going to be stronger than the dollar, based off the fact that the DXY is going to be weak, which also makes the US dollar weak, because that is what the DXY is telling us. So if EURUSD ends up being a buy or going to the upside, it will actually confirm what I was seeing or saying with the analysis that I had of the DXY. But it does not only end there, because EURUSD is positively correlated with the USD Swiss francs. So if EURUSD buys, USD Swiss franc sells. If USD Swiss francs buys, then EURUSD sells. But looking at the current market, we have the support level, and then the market is approaching this particular level, and it approached it in a corrective manner, and it failed to break below for 3 times, because this is the first rejection, second one, and the third one. And then that bullish candle, if you did watch the previous videos about candles, you would see the momentum that is there for the buyers to push the price to the upside. But we must not forget to look left, because if you look left, you would also notice that this is a sensitive area. So we must pay careful attention to. We're not gonna say it now because of the current market structure that the market is indeed going to the upside. So we must be careful and actually pay attention to what is going on at the current moment. So if we drop it now to the 1 hour time frame, right? So if we fix the prices now, so as you can see, the market rejected from this level for 1, 2, 3, and the 4th time. So we're not gonna buy now. It wouldn't be wise of us to buy the market currently. We would rather wait to see if it's gonna break below, give us a retest, and continue going to the upside. So that is what is going to confirm to us that the market is indeed going to the upside. But should not that happen, then if we're treating this as an impulse, because this is more like a consolidation, the market can still come back down, give us the retest, and continue going to the downside. But I must say that by looks of things, the momentum is currently with the buyers. And if you can recall what I shared with you about candlesticks and the candlesticks that I pay much attention to, like my pin bar, especially if it's combined with the bullish engulfing candle, because notice how the market printed this red pin bar that is inside there, and afterwards a bullish engulfing candle. Had I seen this earlier on time, this could have been enough for me to say, I have the market approaching this support level correctively, I have a support level, I have these 2 candlesticks, then it was going to be enough for me to enter a buying position there, put in a stop loss just below, and hopefully that the market is going to go to the upside. So it's such things that you must be looking for. You must not come into the market and just accept whatever thing analysis that you get in there. At the same time, you must also have rules. You must also have other elements or things that you look out for that you can use as confluence to add up into why you see a buy and why you see a sell. So for me, these are the type of things that I pay attention to, and also that help me with my entries. So moving on now into the next pair. We have the US dollar against the Swiss francs, right? So dropping it now to the daily time frame, dropping it into the daily time frame, you would see that we have this low over here. Then we also have that high, previous high, and those ones over there. And then we have this structure of some sort, this pattern that I'm seeing over here, which is that could be a breakout and a continuation to the upside. So going into the 4 hour time frame, you would also notice that if we look left, don't forget to look left, guys. Don't forget to look left, because we also have a sensitive area somewhere around about here where the market rejected. Because look at how this was support. It was support, finally broken, then it was trying to support, resistance, and the market failed to break above that particular level, because that also shows how strong it is, right? And then also, as I usually say, that you must pay attention to how the market is approaching a particular level, because if you look closely there, the market approached that level correctively, right? And then it most likely now going to go to the downside should it fail to break above there, because it probably tested it for one last time before it actually gave us that selling momentum. And like I said, that should the US dollar versus the Swiss franc sells, then that will also confirm what we're seeing on the DXY, and that means EURUSD is going to be a buy. That is how these pairs are correlated. But I will also dedicate a video into teaching you guys or sharing the knowledge that I have about correlations, because such things do exist even though they change over time. Okay, so if you can see now, we also have this type of pattern, which is this corrective thing that I was seeing also on the DXY. So the US dollar and the Swiss francs are move almost the same with the DXY. So if you're analyzing US dollar, Swiss francs, you already have a sense of idea as to what is most likely to happen on the DXY, right? So if you look at this carefully, you would see that the market is approaching that particular level correctively, And should it fail to break above, then we're obviously going to know that we're most likely looking for selling opportunities to the downside. And then it also looks like DXY in terms of the fact that we had this corrective movement that you see over here, but at the same time we also have this type of double top that could possibly play out over there. So if we drop it now to the 1 hour time frame, that is where it's all going to be clear, because as you can see, the same with that level that I saw on the DXY, we have this support level that we must pay attention to. So what we would like to see there is if the market is maybe going to test that level for one last time before giving us those selling opportunities. Also, if it breaks this support level that I highlighted with the gray line. But if that does not happen, then you're going to have that breakout, then the retest and go to the upside. So that is what I'm seeing on US dollar versus the Swiss francs. So moving forward now to USDCAD. So starting to the higher time frame. So USDCAD has been having this structure which has been respected for a very long time now, right? So we had also that touch over there. Then we also have some sort of a resistance that I'm seeing over there, right? So going into the 4-hour time frame now, you would see also how USDCAD approached this level, because it approached it correctly, and then when it finally got into that resistance, it printed a bearish engulfing candle, right? That could be a confirmation that we might be headed to the downside. So should that happen, then you're going to see USDCAD coming back down, giving us a correction over here and continue going to the downside to give us this touch over here. So that is what we will be looking for. But if that does not happen, then USDCAD is going to be respecting this level and then coming back to this minor support that we have over here and continue going to the upside. But I must say that the momentum is most likely now with the sellers more than it is with the buyers. So we can just literally wait for this retest, this break of this level. So if should the market come back, give us a retest today, and then that is when we're going to start looking for selling opportunities to the downside, right? But for now, we are still inside this structure, but we must be careful as to what could possibly happen on this support level that I highlighted over here with this gray line. But should that not happen, then you're most probably going to go back up for one last time before the market can eventually give us those selling opportunities to the downside. So that is what I'm also seeing on USDCAD. So moving on now to the last pair, which is EURAUD, one of my favorites. We're just gonna quickly go to the daily time frame. So as you can see, EURAUD has been bearish for a very long time now. But as you can see, we have the support level, and then we have that resistance over there, and we might be having some sort of a pattern over here that we will dwell deeper into on the 4-hour time frame. So going now into the 4-hour time frame where the price is going to be clear, we're just going to fix the prices over here so that everything becomes clear, so that we can understand what is it that we're going to do going forward. So as you can see, the market approached the support level correctively. So sooner or later, we will have those buying opportunities to the upside. But for now, let's follow what the market is doing. So remember, guys, do predict the market, but end up following what the market is telling you, not what you want. So as you can see here, we also have a sensitive area where the market is currently rejecting, because if you can pay attention to this, we have a support. This level was being respected for a very long time. So it says a lot about how strong that particular level is. So we must pay careful attention to that. So if we pay attention to that particular level and seeing the type of candlesticks and what is going on there, we'll get an indication as to what is happening there. So if you look at the current price, the market printed that inverse pin bar that usually serves as a reversal candle. So should the market, after these 2 hours that you see, because we're on the 4-hour time frame, should the market fail to break that level, then that means we're most probably going to come back down for one last time before the market can actually go to the upside. And then if you look at this carefully, then it will be most likely be some sort of a double bottom type formation that I am seeing over here, because we are currently at resistance, and at resistance, what do? We sell. At support, what do? We buy, right? So going into the 1-hour time frame now, you will also see that, okay, the market is indeed failed to pick above already on that resistance, and it printed an inverse pin bar and a bearish engulfing candle. So after those 2 candles, if it was me, I would have already had selling positions currently. But to confirm that the market might be coming to test the support level for one last time, notice how we have this bullish continuation flag. So the market may come back to this support level for one last time. Then it is then that we're going to get these buying opportunities, because then if you're paying attention to, we will be also having something like higher high, higher low, higher high. Maybe it's going to come back now, give us another higher low, and go back to the upside to give us a third touch possibly there. Then at the break of that resistance, then that is when you're going to start looking for buying opportunities. But should not that happen, if the market still respect that level, then you're going to have a third touch over there. Then on that higher high, maybe the market is going to come back down to give us a higher low, possibly again at the support level. So that is currently what I'm seeing on the DXY. So I will end it here for today. So this is what I will be looking at for this week. So if you did enjoy and like this video, please do me a favor, do hit the subscription button, comment down below, tell me what do you think, what pairs are you analyzing, and I will most definitely see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.